Ocasio-Cortez blasted for dismissing organized retail theft crime wave. We are reading from Breitbart at the moment. That's why it's going to sound really weird when I say this. Openly socialist Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has been getting blasted for attempting to downplay the smash and grab crime wave that has been destroying retail outlets in recent months. Speaking with the Washington Times last week, Ocasio-Cortez dismissed the allegations of organized retail theft as a hoax with not much evidence to back it up. A lot of these allegations of organized retail theft are not actually panning out, Ocasio-Cortez said. I believe it's a Walgreens in California cited it, but the data didn't back it up. Contrary to the New York Democrats' claims, the smash and grab crime wave has... I keep saying crime wave weird. Has severely impacted retail outlets with up to tens of billions of dollars in losses, according to the Associated Press. Oh, but we don't link to the AP. Okay, it says it's by the AP. I'll trust that they didn't make any edits to it. Spurred by a recent run of large-scale smash-and-grab robberies, prosecutors and retailers are pushing back on assertions by California's governor and attorney general that they have enough tools to combat retail theft in the wake of a voter-approved easing of related laws. Complaints came as authorities on Friday announced what they said was one of the largest retail theft busts in California history, a haul of $8 million worth of merchandise stolen from its San Francisco Bay Area retailers, including CVS, Target, and Walgreens, along with $85,000 in cash. National retail groups last month estimated the annual losses to be in tens of billions of dollars. Now, that's already baked into the cake, by the way. They estimate billions of losses anyway from theft every year. That's what I'm assuming AOC is referring to. There's not actually data to back it up. This is just normal theft that would occur in these stores. You know what's really going on in these stores is more egregious than these smash and grab thefts? It never gets acknowledged. Never. I don't think enough people know this. Employers steal billions from workers' paychecks each year. Data shows millions of workers are paid less than the minimum wage at significant cost to taxpayers and state economies. $2.4 million workers lose out on $8 billion annually to minimum wage violations. That's not the only kind of wage theft going on with these companies. That's the reason why you're seeing the wave of strikes we're seeing currently. Like over at Kellogg's, where they may have reached an agreement. We will know tomorrow. I hope you guys are not crossing the line. I know it's hard because Kellogg's makes so much fucking shit. There's a nice handy chart that's been circulating on Twitter about how not to cross the picket line during the Kellogg strike. Let's hear from some of the workers.
You know, this is a historic event, you know, in not just Nebraska or the 4 locations around the country. Kellogg's hasn't been on strike since 1972.
The vote marks a potential end to the 2-month-long strike. Ballots will be flown out tomorrow to Kensington, Maryland, where they will be counted. Workers will know the outcome by late Tuesday.
We'll know the result Tuesday evening on whether this gets ratified or we stay on strike.
President of Omaha's BCTGM Local 50G Union, Dan Osborne, spoke with workers about the newest contract. He says the vote could go either way.
Right now, from all the people that I've talked to, I think it's pretty much split down the middle. You know, a lot of it depends on probably people's situation, whether they're getting ready to retire or whether you have 20 years left to work at Kellogg's.
If the vote is ratified on Tuesday, the contract will go into effect immediately.
If it does get ratified, we will start to take down our structures on the picket lines and get ready to go back to work, and that would be on the 13th of December.
A total of 450 Omaha Kellogg's workers voted.
Ultimately, the 1,400 people at Kellogg's are going to speak today, and we'll know on Tuesday how it comes out. Okay. People are making a stand. You know, this is a movement around the country, and everybody's watching us, and everybody's going to watch to see what happens on Tuesday.
Definitely watching to see what happens on Tuesday. Meanwhile, champion of the working man, Mike fucking Rowe. Every man. Was he out here advocating for the striking workers and their wages? No. What's he doing? He's giving his thoughts on the Let's Go Brandon chants.
Let's Go Brandon episode? Question mark?
Oh, man.
I want to point out to people, Mike Rowe was a paid propagandist. He was a theater kid that is paid by millionaires and billionaires to tell people not to pursue their dreams. They need to go to trade school. Fuck off, Mike Rowe, you fucking theater kid. And I pointed out how he is not a friend of workers. Because he's not out here talking about unions and strikes, which are happening all over the country. No, he's out here talking about, let's go, Brandon.
Of course, I bring it up because we just had a conversation about how this sort of...
I'm not high enough for this shit.
It's a meme.
It's more than a trope. It's more than a meme.
It's trope, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
a bit of a troll, but it's clever.
If you don't know, I mean, surely everybody knows, but we can't.
It's not clever. I think the reporter that tried to cover for the profanity on a national broadcast was clever when she came up with saying, let's go Brandon, instead of fuck you Biden, or instead of fuck you Biden. Biden. I guess it's clever to moronic fucking right-wingers. They've never heard a fucking funny joke in their lives.
Can't assume. You know, with an audience this vast, there's bound to be somebody in there that does know what we're talking about. But let's go Brandon has become code for F Joe Biden. And F Joe Biden, of course, is code for F Joe Biden. But I don't say on this podcast.
You know I'm going to bleep that.
I do, but I want people to understand. You know, a reporter, I think for ESPN or NBC or somebody, was covering a race, and a guy named Brandon was the driver. And while they were, while she was interviewing,
am I slurring tonight? I'm sorry.
A large crowd started chanting Joe Biden, and it was crystal clear. Everybody could hear it. And this made the reporter nervous, so she said, oh, Brandon, these people love you. You can hear them chanting, let's go, Brandon. Well, of course, that's not what they were chanting.
Which was clever. That's the clever part of this.
I don't know who first decided that let's just go ahead.
Yeah. Crime wave Biden.
For what the people were really saying, and now it's gone everywhere.
I wish.
I think the purpose of our conversation, Chuck, when this came up was, my point was, this is clever. It's not rude. It's not, as many have suggested, a giant coarsening of the...
What in the fuck do you think the word...
Those things. Politics.
What in the fuck does Mike Rowe think the word clever means? Let's get a textbook definition here. Quick to understand, learn, and devise or apply ideas. Intelligent. Skilled at doing or achieving something. Talented. Showing intelligence or skill. Ingenious. Sensible, well advised. Nothing about the word clever encompasses what they are doing with the
Aside.
Let's Go Brandon chant.
Reaction to the times that we're living in. And the times that we're living in right now are forcing lots of people on both sides of the aisle to look at a thing or hear a thing and be told that what they're seeing and what they're hearing is not real. And you can't do that to people indefinitely and expect them not to push back.
Like how Mike Rowe, host of Dirty Jobs, passes himself off as an everyman working guy, but is a fucking theater kid. Kind of like that, Mike?
Somehow you can't tell people that the border is secure and then show them images of tens of thousands of people flooding over it. You can't tell people that the evacuation of Afghanistan was a success and then show them people falling off of a plane. Right? You just can't do that. And you can't ask people who are watching a NASCAR race at home, who clearly hear the crowd yelling at Joe Biden, to pretend that what they're really hearing is "Let's go, Brandon."
But nobody's. That was a fucking.
I think what's happened is people have just become sick and
That was a young, like, it wasn't like the media was trying to cover for Joe Biden. That was a young reporter that is probably apolitical because she's a NASCAR reporter. She probably gives two fucking shits about politics. Believe me, I know, because I've met female sports reporters. They know about sports. They don't know about fucking anything else. Just like fucking sports guys only know about sports. So the idea that she was trying to cover in some nefarious fucking way for Joe Biden is absurd. She was trying to cover for her broadcast TV station, which could be fined for having a profanity on it. So she tried to cover up the fact that they're chanting "fuck" in the crowd. Like idiots.
tired of being told that what they're seeing and what they're hearing is not what they're seeing and hearing. And this is the perfect trope. I don't think people who yell it are necessarily enemies of the president. I think they're enemies of being told that what they're seeing and what they're hearing isn't real, that it's somehow a figment of their imagination. People are sick of that.
I think people have a legitimate gripe that they were irritated with, and I think it started at NASCAR and at college football games. I'm not exactly sure.
So yeah, the most politically informed among us, I'm sure.
President of the United States. Whatever displeasure, and his numbers are very low right now, whatever displeasure you have with the president, this is not a great thing to be saying. And now people have found a way to say the same thing without being coarse
Without
or
saying it.
crass. And
That's right.
And I think that is what makes it really funny.
Oh, because it lets the evangelicals get in on it, because that's the
Because
bulk of the Trump base.
if you're going to tell me,
They can get in on the joke now. Ha ha ha.
then I'll live with that, because now you know what I'm really saying. And look, I think what's happening with our language is amazing, and it's not good, right? I think that, like with higher education, for instance, I rant about this all the time with MicroWorks. You can't talk about higher education without implying that all other forms of education are lower.
Right.
And that's crazy, because apprenticeships are not.
I'm pretty sure the term higher education means education past high school. Means some level of training past high school and isn't relegated to just college. Because if it was just college, you'd just say college. Higher education is the encompassing term for shit that happens after high school. You stupid fuck, Mike Rowe.
not lower education, and community college is not lower education. It's different. It's not about higher or lower. But
Community college is part of the term higher education, Mike.
we let people take the language and do this goofy crap with it, and then we're left with a real rhetorical problem. We just saw it happen with essential work.
A rhetorical problem.
But guess what? When you do that, you're telling 40 million or so people that they're non-essential. And that's not good. It's not.
Do you know what a rhetorical problem is, Mike Rowe? And you're complaining about people's usage of language. As you lay out something I am assuming you consider a problem that is not rhetorical. I'm flabbergasted. There are people that listen to this dumb fuck and think he's intelligent. That you have something to add to the national conversation? Jesus Christ. I'm dumber for having watched this. I'm sorry I made you guys sit through it.